Good afternoon people, today we are going to be reviewing this, and this is the Ryobi 1 Plus 18 volt lawnmower and strimmer set, and I got this set directly from Ryobi. At the moment it does say it is on a special offer, and I got it for the price of £220, and I'm going to give a good shout out because that only took 3 days from when I ordered it to it actually being here, which I think is actually pretty good, and that was delivered by DPD, who are usually pretty useless in my experience. So yeah, that being said, let's open it up and see what it's like. So we've got everything out of the box, and what we're going to do first is build the lawnmower. When I say build, all you really have to do is put the handles on. So they come with 2 of these first. You'll put them inside the holes here. You know, you just slide that one in there on this side, and with this side it has got the cord still connected to it, so you'll slide that in there, and then they give you these fasteners and you'll put them in, and then you will tighten it on there. So let me quickly do that. See these holes? You'll put that in there and this on the other side, and then that will twist and screw together, and then you can pick where you would want it, you know, if you want it in this hole or this hole, because there's only one hole on the rest of the handle. So that is effectively how it goes together, like this. So let me just secure that together properly. As I said, you can adjust these. You've got 2 holes on this and 3 holes on this, so you can have it up and down, not by a lot, but I guess you can still adjust it. Apart from that, all you have in here is your mulcher, if you didn't want to catch the grass in the bag. And then obviously you have the grass catching bag and your, I guess we'll call it, ignition key. You must have this in and the battery in for it to work. But yeah, that is pretty much the lawnmower set up and ready to go. Putting the strimmer together is also pretty simple. So all you have that actually extends this pole here is, it's one of the push buttons, you know, they're one of the metal press buttons. So you'll just push that down and then push it together. Although when you want to put it together, you just slide it, line it up and push it hard, and there you go, you hear it click. And if you want to take it apart, you push the button and pull it apart. But for the shield here, then you grab a screwdriver. So attaching the shield is pretty simple. It has got like a cutout here, so you can't really get it the wrong way around. So once you put it on this way round, it pushes in and it pretty much holds itself anyway. But what you do is you grab your screwdriver, it's a Phillips screwdriver, and then you would put your 4 screws that come with it in 1, 2, 3, and 4. And with the strimmer, it does come with a cord already in there. Oh, I've just knocked off some of it. And then obviously don't forget to take off the masking tape on the blade that's here, because that will then cut away the excess for you here. So yeah, that's pretty much it. We are ready to use them. We've only got 1 bar, so we're going to pop that in here, and then obviously the ignition key, which just pops in here as well. So will it actually turn on? So what I'm currently doing, I'm trying to kill the battery in this to see how long it will charge, and just what happens when you do get to 0 battery. So as you see, we've got 1 bar. I'm going to hold it and you'll hear the sound change as it dies in performance. And there we go. Has it got any more in it? So I'm trying to click it, trying to do it. Nope, that is it. So that is now a completely flat battery. So let's see how long it takes to charge it up. So 1 bar, gonna plug it into the charger, and now it's flashing, and I will start the timer and we shall see how long it takes to charge. So just to get to 2 bar has taken about 7 minutes, well, charging the 2nd bar, so good start. We are now fully charged, and that was about 2 minutes ago, so 1 hour and 45 minutes for a full battery from completely dead. So we're out here on the grass, and it has got 5 settings for the height. So this is number 5, which is the highest setting, so like I can get my hand right under there, and then that goes down to 4, 3, 2 and 1, and this will be the lowest setting. But it's not the nicest to use because you have to pull this lever out by hand and you actually bend it. It's not like a nice mechanical mechanism. You literally have to force out that small pin there, and then you have to, sorry, it's quite difficult to do with one hand, and then you have to yank it up here. So I don't think that's a very good design, although once you set it you probably leave it on the same setting. So yeah, let's cut some grass. I have encountered my first issue. Well, I wouldn't say it's an issue, it is an issue for me. So I have these garden beds run along the side of my garden, and where this hole is that holds the cable going up to the trigger mechanism, it hits that, and therefore you have a gap about this big. For if I just pop this off, again, difficult to do with one hand, and now I put it there, the gap is now gone. So yeah, that hole should be on this side, unless I put it on the wrong way around. I'll have to see if I can move the cable over to this side, but just be wary of that sticking out. So I've got the lawnmower pushed right up against the side of the garden bed, and we'll see how close it can actually cut it. It actually cuts along it is actually pretty good. It's only probably the width of my finger that it hasn't cut. So yeah, that's quite good for getting right up against the side of things. To be fair, even if we look down here under the blade just doesn't come all the way to the side of the mower, you know, so there is probably about a finger gap, you know, between the edge of your lawnmower and the actual blade. But yeah, you'll be using a strimmer anyway, so yeah, it's pretty good. Just showing you from a little bit of a lower perspective to what I've just done. As I said, that is on setting number 3, and it is a nice smooth cut, as you can see, you know, doing it to the bit that I didn't cut. Yeah, and that was nice and easy as well. So just somewhere where it's not as good, so obviously you can see that there is a bit of grass probably the size of my hand in each direction. And because it's in a corner, you can't actually get it because the blade doesn't start until, you know, sorry, I've got to hold it up with my knee. So the blade starts here, but the front of your mower's here. So you won't be able to do this much into a corner, if that makes sense, which is annoying because then you've got to trim it. But to be fair, with my garden, because my tiles overhang, I can't actually cut right into the grass right into the corner anyway. So what I have to do is what you see me do the outside, I will then trim it, and then I go over it again to pick up the excess grass. So that is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to trim it. Hopefully we've still got a good amount of battery in here. So we've lost 1 bar just from doing the outsides. So let me grab the trimmer. So what I'm going to do now is trim around the edges, and what I will say, this is nice and light, even with the battery actually connected. And what is quite good is that this actually swivels. So if you press this button here, look, you can twist the actual trimmer at the bottom, which is pretty good. So let me trim the edges. Right, I have also got a 36 volt trimmer, and I literally, from the day I bought it, I just put the trimmer line in and off it went. But this one, either I did something wrong or it's just not very good, but it came off and then it wrapped around this. So let me put this back on. This is now the 4th attempt of trying to get this to work properly, unless I'm just doing something wrong. This is now the 4th attempt at doing this. So, alright, let's try again. Right, so that is the edges trimmed, and okay, maybe I'll be a bit honest about my garden. Where I have edges all the way around, I use a trimmer more than most other people's gardens that I know don't have 4 edges. They have 1 edge here, or maybe 1 edge on the other side. So admittedly mine gets more use, but from that single roll I have broken all of that. So that is what's come off, and with this one it doesn't auto feedback, so you have to then open up the, you know, take the top off, twist it out, let out some more. And I'm not sure if then that's the strimmer's fault, or if just the cable that comes with it, you know, the strimmer line, just isn't very good, because I have a 36 volt one and I've never had an issue with it. Actually, I think in the year that I've had it, I think I've only gone through one roll of it, and I've already gone through half this roll just from doing the garden once. So I will try the strimmer in another garden to see if it's the cable or the strimmer, but at the moment this is very The good news is the battery still has 3 bars after messing around with the strimmer. So I'm going to do the lawnmower again around the edges to pick up the excess grass, and then I will cut the grass properly. Well, hopefully it doesn't run out of battery. Right, well, the best news possible is that on one charge we trimmed and cut all of the grass. Admittedly, this battery is actually a fair bit hot, but we have 1 bar left on it. So as you can see though, it will cut 50 square meters of grass and it will trim it. So yeah, good mark for the Ryobi there. This was cut on number 3, so just to show you, it is nice and clear cut. My grass is a bit divoty though, but nevertheless, still a good cut. So what we can do with this strimmer, because it can twist, you know, it can twist upside down whilst having that in the same place as I showed you earlier, we can try it and make these lines, you know, nice and smooth so I can get rid of the excess grass. So let's give that a go. And be nice to me, I've never done this before, so be nice to me. So, as you can hear, what's just happened is that the strimmer line's come off. That's the only telltale about it, is that the note changes. And this is what keeps happening. Let me sort this out. But in the aspect of fairness, I have got 3 brand new ones here. So I'm going to put the brand new ones in here. And I'm going to see if these ones snap any easier, just in case it was me when I unraveled it, I'm not doing it tight enough. So I'm going to put a new one on it. So I've put that one on there, and this is one that was originally on it. You know, this one that it came with just out of the box, and this is obviously from the pack of 3. They are actually slightly different, even though it says that these are the ones, sorry, that this is the one I should buy with it. That's why I bought 3 more, because I knew I'd get through it. But they are actually slightly different, so hopefully it's just the strimmer line that was the problem and not the strimmer. So let me try doing this again. Right, so again I'm going to try and tidy up this bit along here. Again, this is now the 2nd or 3rd time I've done it, so I'm still not very good at it, but here we go. Yep, there we go. That is much better. So yeah, there we go. It was the line doing that. Let me do the sides of the garden as well, just to clarify. So yeah, I've run that quite close onto the brickwork at the bottom, and it did not damage the line. I'm going to just do it another time. I'm literally going to hold it on it to see how long it will last before it breaks. So obviously the line is quite short. I'm going to hold it right onto it like that to see how long it will last before it breaks. Oh, just let go there. Oh, there's a wasp there. Oh no, it didn't even break. Ah, there's loads of wasps. Ah! So yeah, I've still got cord on there. So basically, the reel that comes with the Ryobi, get rid of it and get yourself the pack of 3 because they are a lot better. So obviously this video is about the 18-volt lawnmower and trimmer, so it is going to be, you know, more focused on this one. I'm just going to show you just a comparison with this one because this is double the price of what this is. So I'm just going to show you, is it worth double the money? So what is quite good with the 18-volt one is that if you pop the button out, obviously for storage reasons, you know, it can fit into a nice compact space. And with this one, this is like screwed on properly, so you can take it apart, but you'd have to unscrew it all the time, which then is time consuming and annoying. The other thing, you know, where this one twists like this, as we saw, the other one actually doesn't. But then what the other one has got that this doesn't is trigger control. And what I mean by that, if I turn this on, it's either on or it's off, so it spins at full speed regardless of where you have the trigger. So even if I move it just a tiny bit, like, it's full speed. But with the 36-volt one, if I twist the trigger really slowly, it will spin really slowly. And then obviously full speed, it will go like that. So yeah, I just find that quite funny that the more expensive one has got, sorry, the cheaper one has got something that the more expensive one doesn't have, which is funny. What's quite funny is that the more expensive one should have everything on it, and then this one should have some stuff on it. But like, what's good with this one, when you finish with it, you want to put it away, you can go like that, you know, and then it's smaller. And if you really wanted to save space, you could fold that up like that. Obviously the bags do come off as well, so you can store that just like that, which is pretty good. But with this one, the handles don't fold or anything like that. Obviously you can undo this, but then you have to put it back every single time, and then you're going to try not to lose it. Again, you can undo these. Let me just show you. So I'm going to undo it. I'm not going to speed it up. I'm doing this so you can see in real time how long this would take you if you wanted to do this yourself. This one's slightly tighter. And then I would maybe not put them in there in case it like shorts out or something. But then you could pop that out, put that on there. Obviously the bag comes off as well. Should have done this first. You know, so it can still store like that, but then you've got to hope that you don't lose these. So for storage reasons, obviously the more expensive one is better. Another main difference with this one is that if you want to adjust the cutting height of it with this one, you just pull this handle and you do that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5. Simple, no issues. With this one, as I said, I am certain if you kept adjusting that, you would break it. I will be honest, but admittedly you probably leave it on one setting and then you'll leave it on that, you know, maybe not forever, but for a certain long time. So yeah, that one is definitely better for that. So with the batteries for the pair of them, obviously the 36-volt one is a bit of a monster and it is quite heavy, and this is the 18-volt one, which is nice and light and pretty simple. So when we put them in, like so, the biggest selling point of this lawnmower and the 100% reason why you would buy this one rather than this one if you're just casually cutting your grass is this: 2 fingers. You can pick up this lawnmower with 2 fingers, albeit the balance gets thrown a little bit off. With this one, good luck trying to lift that with 2 fingers. The thing weighs a ton, and that is probably one of the biggest reasons I would say get this lawnmower to this one. Obviously if you have a massive garden, you're going to need a bigger battery anyway, or you're going to have to spend most of your time charging up 2 batteries and going through them. But with this one, this specific lawnmower for me, it gets used here, it gets used in other houses, and we also have a caravan, it also goes there as well. So this lawnmower for me is the one I need. So for the comparison reasons, I'm going to take it out of the equations. It's just I'm showing you the differences between the two. Right, so the Ryobi 1 Plus 18-volt lawnmower and strimmer. And because I've got the box in front of me, it does actually say that it will cut 200 meters squared. Well, as we saw, I did 50 meters squared in my garden and I only had 1 bar left. So I'm not really too sure about that one. And for the strimmer, it says it would have worked 48 minutes on its own. I'm not really sure why you'd use a strimmer, sorry, for 48 minutes anyway. And if you are, you'd probably have a professional one or a petrol one anyway. So I'm not really too sure about that. But for this lawnmower and this strimmer, should you get one? 1000%. I actually think its biggest selling point is how light it is. All right, admittedly, it isn't the best to store, which could probably be a bit annoying. But if you've got the room for it, it's not a problem, and you can take it apart. It's just a bit fiddly. But for its lightness and its user friendliness, 100%. If you have a garden that is more than, sorry, not garden, if you have grass that is probably more than 50 meters squared, you can still use it, but you would need another battery, therefore it would bump up your price. So for small gardens and a little bit of trimming, this is perfect. It also does say on the box does come with a 3-year warranty, but out of the box you will only get a 24-month warranty. I believe you would have to go online to register to then get your extra year, giving you a 3-year warranty. Which then does bring me on to something I do want to say. And it's not Ryobi's fault, it's just that over here in Blighty, if you go to B&Q, which is like our main hardware store kind of thing, you will see these on the shelves. So therefore you get the misconception that, oh, it's just, it's just a household tool, it's not for professionals and all stuff like that, which is granted. But with like the professional tools, because some people say, oh, I want to get the best tools for at home, which is fully understandable and I fully accept that. But if we go to like a Milwaukee lawnmower, which Milwaukee are like top of the range at the moment, I think they're really good as well. But if you want to get their lawnmower with 2 batteries, because it needs 2 batteries to run, it is technically a 36 volt lawnmower, that's going to cost you £1,200. And then even if you go to one that isn't as expensive, which is DeWalt, which is a mega brand, same thing, 18 volt battery, but you need to put 2 of them into the lawnmower. That is £560. So you can get 2 of these for that. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not Ryobi's fault, and I'm not having a go at anyone that shops in B&Q. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is that it is. I think it's well overlooked that if it's sold in B&Q, it's not very good. But for household purposes, this is brilliant. But something that is just food for thought, and admittedly I'm going a bit off topic, but just hear me out what I'm saying. One of the big selling points, you see it from the Ryobi adverts, is this 1+ system. So basically it's just, this battery can go on a multitude of tools across a load of sectors. You've got DIY, automotive, crafting, cleaning. I mean, that battery goes on all of those tools and all of these tools. And what I do find quite weird with that is that, admittedly, I've only got 2 Ryobi products and they're both lawnmowers and trimmers, but they're both really, really good. Haven't had a problem with my 36 volt one, and this one seems pretty good as well. Time will tell more on this one. But you can't make that many products, this many, that are good and cheap. Like Milwaukee do a lot of tools, but they're bloody expensive, but they are good tools, but they're expensive, whereas Ryobi is cheap. So you're going, well, it can't be that good then if it's cheap. So it would be interesting to know, with the rest of these tools, are they, without being horrible, are they actually any good? Because, I mean, there is such a range on here. I mean, Milwaukee don't even do glue guns. They don't even do tree pruners. All right, this is over in the UK. I have seen that online, they do sell them, but we can't get them over here for some reason. Don't know why. So that is a huge range of products, and you can't sell that many products with that much of a range for such a little price, and they'd be good. So I would be interested to know if the rest of their products are any good, because at the moment their lawnmowers are very good. So yeah, that was just my food for thought. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.